Welcome to We Media. Today it's Aaron T. It's Blurman Gus. We got...
You know I opened the show. What are you doing?
Whoa.
I just wanted to put my stamp on something.
A little tension on the set.
A little tension. This is our last episode. It could be our last episode. I don't know.
I feel like y'all could do this remotely.
I'll be here next week.
Okay, here we go again.
Y'all don't even put your face on it.
All
So you don't
about
have to be in the same
No,
room.
can I start the show? Can you start the show so we can start the show?
This is what a live
Already
podcast will get.
Yeah, fuck this podcast.
Okay, well, great start.
Well, we could just cut it and start over.
I normally do the podcast over, dude. You don't understand. I do 2 hours worth of serious, hard-hitting media, then
Journalism,
news,
bro.
and I'm normally 100% sober going into it and going out of it. Ruined by integrity. Anyway.
All right, and we're back. It's been a while. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get to that movie review we promised you, but yeah, it was a good December. Hung out with a lot of family. I would like to say welcome all to We Media. This might be our last episode. I don't know, but Aaron is gonna be taking a step away and do his own adventure in life. So hopefully we can continue the show and talk about some good stuff. Talk about what happened in December, what was trending. Bring it to some movies. Yeah, I think Wonka is probably going to be the winner of last month. But other than that, yeah, welcome to We Media. I'm Gus, Blurman Gus.
I'm Aaron, and I think a hiatus isn't the same as ending the podcast. I think there's still definitely... Look at what The Daily Show is doing. You can be at least as
that's
funny
what we want to be, The Daily Show.
You're on sabbatical.
Sabbatical, huh?
Yeah.
Coming in hot. Today we have two special guests with us,
Very special, I might say.
From our other pod.
The full Carding Under the Influence cast is here. We're not carding yet. Yeah, we're not under the influence as much as we'd like to be.
No, we're sober. Hard-hitting journalism right now is what we're going to do.
That's the next podcast.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm not sober.
Well,
this is
right.
mediating under the influence.
Let's go ahead and
this might be the last episode.
Media Mike, and we got Bumblin' Barton. I don't know.
Bumblin' Barton, I like that.
You know,
Mustang Mike is what I meant to say, and Badass Barton.
I was alright with bumbling. I bumble a little bit. Bumbling, stumbling.
Yep, we're going to do this, and then we're going to get to carding. So we're just going to talk about some media right now, a lot of what was trending in the news, some heartbreaking stuff trending all day. I couldn't... That's why I don't like getting on Facebook. It's either fake stuff or it's like pop culture stuff. But yeah, it was about Sandra Bullock and how she had to like spread her dead husband's ashes on his birthday or something.
And it was her ex-husband or like her current husband?
Well, apparently it's not her current husband because we looked that up and that's Jesse James or something.
That bastard.
So I don't know. It's obviously not him. No fake news today. Like we're gonna get the names
Jesse
right.
James
he is still alive. So don't worry about that.
And still a piece of
Wow. Britt coming in hot.
Bro, he cheated on our girl, bro.
Not Sandy. No.
Yeah, man. I love Sandra Bullock.
Well,
bro.
okay. I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Yeah,
Exactly, which I did just watch that movie not too long ago.
Part 1 or part 2?
One, come on.
Yeah, what?
I don't like it that much, bro. I'm not that
The second one holds up.
But,
I don't know. I haven't watched it.
So December, we got sick. I got sick. My family got sick. So we didn't film the next day, and we kind of just took a break for the holidays.
No, he said, I think I'm sick. I think my family's
Well,
sick.
that was our last episode.
Do you want to come over? And I was like, I never get sick.
Yeah.
I'm invincible. I'm young.
It's just us talking into a mic. Like,
It's so close together. And then, I ended up getting pretty sick after that.
Yeah. And then Tony got pretty sick. Yeah, dude. Yeah, everybody I knew got sick.
Yeah, my brother got sick. Yeah.
Except Mike. Mike was the only one who didn't get sick.
I doubled up on
Everyone
my
in this house was sick too, right?
Yeah. Everyone was sick, so I was sleeping downstairs.
Oh man.
I felt pretty bad, but I was still checking on her to make sure she was still alive.
Dude, that's awesome,
Well,
though. You were able to,
You were sleeping downstairs in order to not get sick?
Yeah, so basically from when I went home...
Dude, he's a champ.
Thursday night till Tuesday, I didn't sleep in my own bed. It sucked.
If my girl was sick, I'd just lay next to her and then get sick with
Right.
her.
Well,
And kiss her right on the mouth.
Right, and I'd be like, oh, look at how sicker I am than you.
Well, you know,
used to
people
be.
count on Mike. He can't get sick.
I need soup now.
I still took care of her. Like, whatever
Yeah.
she needed, I brought up to her. And, you know, I still took care of it in my part. But
What a man, dude.
Yeah, man, he works for the state. He works with our tax dollars.
Oh, I mean,
Plus-
allegedly.
Plus, I was about to go on vacation, so I didn't, and I had 3 more days to go. So I'm like, just give me 3 more days.
I was 3 days from retirement.
Damn.
And Aaron, so while you were sick, was this while you were sick? You said you watched the Godzilla movie, right?
I watched, Godzilla -1. Shit, my bad.
Didn't even pick it up.
Wait till you sit down and then say, Godzilla -1. Yeah. I'll edit it.
I didn't even see that there.
Your beard.
Yeah, you can have mine, man. This is less shaken. I just do. Yeah, so I watched Godzilla -1. Was a big fan. It was, first of all, it was a surprise to me that it was going to be a subtitled film because I didn't expect a foreign film.
Oh, sweet. Was it in Japanese? The whole time? Like the whole movie?
It was 100%.
Yes, that's awesome.
It's a Japanese movie.
That's cool.
Filmed in Japan.
Right, but what I was expecting was, like, because I've
Like a
been
dub over.
watching Godzilla or Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, which is a TV
It's the show on... Which,
It's the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Apple? Is it on Apple?
Godzilla, yeah.
Yeah, we were
It's
talking
the
about
Agents
that.
of S.H.I.E.L.D. of Godzilla. So it's what's happening on the ground level while it's happening. So I was assuming it would be a movie that would tie into that, where it's Godzilla, Kong, all the monsters. This is its own...
Yeah, right.
This is its own thing. So it's in all Japanese. It's all subtitled completely, and it's... The Godzilla, though, looks very similar in the design of the monster. It's not like they try to separate themselves from what's happening in the other Godzilla universe. So it could be an origin story if it wanted to tie into it that way, but it mainly made itself a standalone film. And then there's this, I think it's during World War II, there's this guy who basically, because it's in Japan, where Godzilla famously assaults Japan.
Gojira.
That's a band, yes. And you...
Is that what they call Godzilla?
Yeah.
Gojira.
Yeah.
He's Gojira.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna read out route.
No, real quick, real quick. You're gonna read your thing. Let me see right now.
Did you miss that?
Yeah.
Did you do that on purpose?
No. I messed it up the first time.
you're just
I tried to
honestly
correct
racist.
it, and I said it a second time, and I just stopped talking.
That's wise.
Godzilla, it says, currently sitting at 86 million in global receipts. Godzilla -1 has already performed far beyond expectations as the highest grossing Japanese live-action film of all time in North America. The biggest Godzilla film from Toho in franchise history, and with the strongest second weekend hold of any wide releases. Yeah, we talk about that, how movies... They get 1 week, then it's usually their big hit.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what they base most of it on.
You get your opening weekend.
Disney was seeing a half drop off, like all of 23 most of the time.
Yeah, your second weekend is not normally your best.
But, okay. All right, now you're going to read us what
So
you
this
got.
is my spoiler
spoilers,
review.
guys.
This is what I wrote on my notepad app on my phone while I was watching the movie. So this was during the film. I was taking these notes. It's basically about a failed kamikaze pilot. And so, when people are, honor, as a pilot, you should commit kamikaze. Apparently, was the thing. He chose not to.
Hey, well, those were self-delete.
Well,
Correct.
I'm not a dictionary man.
Right, yeah. But yeah, this is history. In World War II, they were pilots that would crash their planes into boats.
Man.
Yeah.
And he
We have to
chose-
explain that, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, go on.
Not for the algorithm. But anyway, he basically chose not. Then all of a sudden, there was like this Godzilla attack on his village, and then...
So yeah, is this the main character?
This is the
the
main
guy
character.
who didn't do what he was supposed to do.
So yeah, he's being set up as kind of a cowardice type character. So then Godzilla shows up on his village, and he's one of the surviving war heroes from the war. And it's like, get in the gunner seat, man. Start shooting that thing. And it's like, well, he's seeing other people getting swatted by Godzilla. And then again,
whoever's attacking him.
Right.
Godzilla.
So another example of cowardice is like he's not pulling the trigger on his like big anti-aircraft gun that he could just shoot at Godzilla's eyeball or something like that. So he gets labeled that way by his people. Once Godzilla leaves back into the ocean, the rest of the people are looking at him like, you piece of shit. So
I
then,
mean, couldn't somebody else have just got on the gun?
yeah, but it starts out kind of cool because Godzilla's like more like in the tones. This is what I've written down. Godzilla's more like the original Jurassic Park with the T-Rex, sort of shown, but leaving much to the imagination.
Right.
So Godzilla's more of a monster that you're not seeing walking through the city. It's more just glimpses of this part and that part. Which again, I watched this 3 weeks ago. So it's
How was
amazing.
the visual effects?
So good.
This was crazy. Look at that. That's how much the movie cost them.
$15 million, it says, to make the film.
That's
What
crazy.
is that in yen?
This guy.
I don't know.
All right. I didn't have it there.
But why would it?
Japanese.
They still use the dollar.
yen.
I know that's their currency. I'm saying they still use the dollar.
USD
too.
still applies worldwide.
Well, yeah, we're not even going to talk about it.
I bet the yen is worth more. Just
That's
saying.
why we news coming up next. That's another promise we're never going to fulfill.
Can I interject with you? I have a question.
You
for
already have. Go on.
Damn, bro. So, did you see the American Godzilla movies that have been coming out over the last decade plus?
Yes.
So the first one was kind of like that, where like you didn't see Godzilla a whole lot until like the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was like, what was it, Santa or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like that, where like.
But this one, more of like I said, like Jurassic Park style, where the T-Rex was the most badass, memorable thing from the original Jurassic Park. But if you really look at it, how often did you really see a T-Rex? Where the eyeball kind of comes in,
Right.
and you just kind of see its mouth or its snout and its teeth kind of for a minute. And then at one point, I write, it starts after that part, once he starts ripping, being Godzilla, it takes on more of a Jaws feel. And it's like kind of just implied that he's there. And so there's kind of this weird, how do you live in a city where you know this attack could be coming at any minute? Yeah. So Godzilla primarily apparently uses water for travel.
Okay, so he's a good swimmer. All right.
That's what he does. He kind of lives in the water.
Which is honestly my favorite thing to watch is a reptile swimming. It's because they always use their tail to do. If you watch a lizard and iguana in the water, it's their tail going through, and you just see his legs just laying limp, and he's just using his tail. A crocodile,
Okay, like a snake.
Yeah.
Snakes don't have feet though, but it's still.
But that's the motion they use.
Yeah, using
to travel.
the tail to travel. Yeah.
What is it, Mike?
I don't know what show, but y'all talking about dragons and stuff like that, and monsters.
Komodo dragon.
Whenever Dragonzord came out of the fucking ocean,
Yeah, it's like
that
Godzilla.
was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Power Rangers Dragon Zord.
Oh,
Japanese
okay.
people was like, they're like, no, it's
Yeah.
Dragonzord, dude.
No, you blow into that knife that Tommy had.
Yeah, that knife flute.
Dagger.
Yeah.
He has it. Mike has it.
I have
It's
Dragon Dagger.
Yeah.
worth it, bro.
Why is it not here?
No, it's still in the box.
Oh,
Yes.
you're one of those, huh? Don't want to play with the toy.
So the main character has survivor's guilt.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, survivor's
Of
guilt.
course, yeah. He sounds like a
because-
terrible.
Yeah, he's a Oh, do we not do that on this one?
No, you
Anyway,
can.
Okay, that's fine.
he's taking a lot of jobs now that are like high risk jobs that could put his life on the line.
He's
See,
trying to
I'm brave.
vindicate what
See?
he's done.
See, look what I can do.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
He's taking jobs trying to basically intersect Godzilla on his times coming back and all that. So their lives intersect again. The monster itself looks close enough to the Hollywood Godzilla to strike a tie-in if they want, while simultaneously looking enough like the original Man in a Suit Godzilla so that they can be their own thing if they wanted to. The camera angles and style of cinematography definitely pays tribute to the original films while still updating the stunts and the graphics. $15,000 budget, I wrote that in. It still crushes
well,
it.
That's $15 million, right?
I maybe 15 million. I probably wrote 15K.
Yeah. I was like, wow, that's cheap.
$15 million budget, still crushes
exactly,
it. When people say it's the best Godzilla, I think they mean it's the most faithful to the source material.
Yeah, and that's what you want to. And it definitely helped that it was the Japanese version, obviously.
The
like,
conclusion
story,
of that segment.
Well, that's cool. So you liked it, though. What do you? All right.
It sucked. Didn't you hear it?
1 out of 10. What'd you give it?
Where did you get that?
1 out of 10. What'd you give it?
I hated it.
I think it's honestly, I would put it in at an 8, probably top 5 of the year out of movies that came out in 2023.
All right.
That was probably, I mean, I would put Napoleon above it, but other than that, I'm hard pressed to think what else I would put above that movie.
Oh, man. You seen Napoleon?
Yeah.
I want to see that one. I haven't seen it.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 98%.
Yeah. So
What
I
did
think
the
it probably
critics
blows.
think versus
Same.
what did the audience think?
Same. 98,
Wow.
98. That's rare one to see.
Oh,
So
fuck, I guess I
and
gotta
that's
watch it.
certified. I think that's a good one.
One of the things I've heard about from people that are also talking about Godzilla -1 is that the human aspect tends to be the most boring part of a Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to write in this review that I quite articulate well is that the human aspect actually, and this is what other people have been saying as well, is that the human aspect makes it, where it's like he's a coward kind of a thing.
Right.
And then it's a redemption arc. So, like, it hits you on a fan level that, like, the other ones, the American ones at least, don't do. It's a lot of reading, so keep in mind it's subtitled, you know. It's all in Japanese, I'm told. I don't speak Japanese, so I can't prove that it's in Japanese, but it's in a language that only Godzilla knows.
All right, Ian. Well, it's good that you said that was your favorite, but obviously the number one movie of 23 would be Barbie. It came in very strong with the $636 million gross from that movie. So, and I think that's just domestic box office, which is all that really matters. So that's all we're going to talk about. Obviously,
China.
But as far as my favorite movies of the year, I mean, box office reviews don't necessarily.
Right, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to throw some movies out there, and you can tell me if you think they were better or worse or whatever. Because we still have Avatar.
Then -1.
So
we still have Avatar, and that Avatar came in number 7.
Never saw
that
it.
came out this year?
Yeah. It was last year.
It was last year.
Right, 2023.
That's what I'm saying. We're talking about 23.
No, but it was 2022.
The Way of Water
It's
came out.
saying this is the top grossing.
No,
domestic
because
of
I was
23.
in Texas, and everybody at work was like, "Yeah, it's great," you know.
But let's set a baseline now for better than, worse than.
I just meant your personal opinion. It's like,
Right, but if you're saying better
like,
or worse than, it's better or worse than what? Better or worse than
Then
Barbie?
what-
Better or worse than
you said
Then
you just said -1 was the best.
That's
movie
going to be
you-
the benchmark. Okay.
That's your benchmark, yeah.
Okay.
And number 2 is Super Mario, though. We all love that one.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
My nephew watches it all
I
the
just
time.
watched it
dude.
again like a week ago.
I don't want to be a contrarian, but I was disappointed by that one.
That's crazy.
I was expecting the Lego movie, and I got the
It was
Super
better than
Mario
the Lego
movie.
He wanted it to be.
It was
Never mind.
way-
I
I
can't
wanted
say
it to be memorable, yeah.
No, yeah, memorable. Yeah, sure. That's what I
I
meant
will
to say.
remember Super Mario longer than the Lego movie. Like, I don't remember.
Thank you, Mike.
Like,
The
I
Lego
don't
movie was
remember
good.
anything
It
about
was
the
okay.
Lego movie except for
good.
Batman was in it.
No, it was good.
Right, but I watched the Lego, like, the rewatchability of a movie. How many
Yeah.
times have
That's
you
because
seen the Super
song
Mario
was in it.
movie?
Everything
More-
was
more
awesome.
times than I've
I
seen it.
like
I
too.
told you my nephew plays it all the
More,
time.
I will say more times than I've seen the Lego movie, and it's only less than a year old.
I did just watch it with Denise's kids, so it's like, it's probably on my horizon.
What,
but,
Mario or Lego?
The movie. Mario movie.
Yeah.
It
Lego
took a
movie,
second
I
time
liked.
to
I
really
saw it
enjoy
once. I saw Lego movie once. I've seen Mario twice.
I didn't think Mario had enough jokes
I've seen it
for
3
the
times.
adults.
Yeah,
so
whatever.
much.
And you're
like
stupid.
the Lego movies, like it's good for all ages.
This is why you're moving to Florida.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is why you're.
Anyway,
North Carolina, but
He's going in the bucket.
number 3, was the Spider-Verse. I didn't see
The new
it,
one?
but my nephew loved it. So-
You know what I've realized in this podcast is that I don't watch movies anymore.
You see why this is going to be the last episode.
Right.
And then came in your stupid Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
That I would put above Spider-Verse.
Oh, I still want to see that.
Over Spider.
Really?
Again, we're just looking at numbers here. Box
How about
office.
the first Spider-Verse?
The first
No,
one
the
was
first one.
good.
Right. The first one's good.
Better than the second one.
Oh, I'm sure it is. That's
But
why I
I'm
don't want to
saying
see
like
the
the
second.
first Spider-Verse or the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Well, I would take the new Guardians because it's the first F word in the MCU.
Of course.
That doesn't make it a good movie.
It makes it perfect.
But they finished their saga, right?
Yeah.
It was a 3.
It's
The
James
second
Gunn.
one was awful.
James Gunn saying farewell to Marvel.
Right.
And he's over to DC now.
Yeah, he's gonna go wreck that.
Well,
No, but
dude,
it also
well,
it
if you
had,
look
it
at
had so much heart to it too. Like when you
I can
look
believe
at
that.
domestically, it
Did you
grossed.
watch
The first one had heart. No, I haven't seen the third one. I've seen the first 2.
oh my god, dude, watch the third one. How are you gonna tell me I'm stupid before you've even seen
I
it?
didn't even say you were stupid.
Your looks.
I was shocked that you picked it over the first Spider-Verse because the first Spider-Verse was really good.
It was really good, but
And-
the Rocket Raccoon storyline in the third one is the one that gets your heart.
I can see it. I
Animals,
really
bro. People
like.
just like animals.
I like the first Guardians, right? I like it a lot. The
was
second
fun.
one was bad, dude. It was not a good movie.
The studio had too much say in that
Ugh,
one.
it was rough, and I wanted to like it because I love
And in
Kurt
this
Russell.
one, the studio had no say because he's like, I'm out. Either this is a movie I'm making or I'm not.
Well, that movie only domestically made $358 million, and I think the budget was like $250 million. Or
But
something.
and that
story-wise,
budget never counts
but
to advertising.
story-wise, if you're looking at what the story they're trying to tell, Guardians 3 over Spider-Verse 1 and 2, honestly, because the storyline just... I think James Gunn nailed it on that one.
Well, then coming in at 5 was Oppenheimer,
All right.
and
I was
then
never that drawn to that movie.
I'd pick
I want to
Napoleon.
see it. I still haven't seen
Right,
it.
I want to see Napoleon.
Napoleon over Oppenheimer.
I
yeah.
was like, yeah, it's whatever.
And then Little Mermaid.
It's so far
Hold
off
my
my
tongue on
radar.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, that was over a $200 million movie, and it didn't even gross $300 million.
Really?
And they're still like, we did it. It's still like, all right, dude.
Shit, we're gonna give you more of this, even though you
Exactly.
clearly don't want it.
Then we have the Avatar, which I don't know why that's on this list. If it didn't come out this year, I don't know. Did it play early in the year or something?
No, because it was I was in Texas from July of 22 to February of 23, right?
I'm gonna put this all up.
And it was in the
pictures
fall.
anyway, soon.
When it came out.
Because then it goes to Ant-Man and the Wasp. That wasn't 23.
Quantumania.
Or was that?
I couldn't tell you.
That might have been earlier this
Then
year.
John Wick 4, which I'm pretty sure was. That was a low budget movie that still made a lot of money. And then coming in at 10,
Whoa.
Sound of Freedom.
What was the budget on John Wick 4?
I'll have to look it up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it gave you that information. Right?
Aaron, can you get on that?
The
No,
budget
don't worry
for
about it.
John
It's not that big a deal.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, I can look it up.
Oh, then you're coming in hot. Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour at number 11.
I tried to watch it, man.
Hey,
179 million, dude.
hey, did you see how
That's a lot.
did you see how Metallica broke Taylor Swift's attendance record at Sophie Stadium?
Yeah, suck it.
Yeah.
Suck it, Tay
Ah, they cheated.
Tay. Yeah, tell
There's-
Travis we said what's up.
They play in the round, and so they were able to cram 8,000 more seats in, next to the stage or whatever.
John
So
Wick
it's
4
an
was
achievement.
$100 million budget.
budget,
And it
gross up.
almost
No more
doubled it.
people.
Yeah, 187 million.
Only 187 million.
Yeah, but I don't remember a lot of advertising for that either.
John Wick 3 was what 326.
But again, this is just
Gross?
domestic. This is just domestic.
Oh
numbers,
right,
yeah,
I bet you
so-
that movie did huge overseas too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gross. It was John Wick 3 was 75 million to budget,
Oh, see, that's good.
And it made three what?
and it made 326.
Golly.
So worldwide.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So on
That's pretty
75. So if you're doing 100 mil to make back 425.
Damn, I'm kind of surprised it didn't do better than that though. They were.
Like I said, I
Maybe
don't
it's
think
just
they
because-
advertised so
But no,
much.
but I'm
They
saying
didn't
like
advertise it well.
maybe it's because we work in a field that's predominantly men, and men are probably the ones that want to see John Wick. But like everybody I know is like pumped for
Here's Here's my idea: is that it wasn't just not advertised; it wasn't advertised well. It wasn't advertised as the last John Wick. That was a shock. Spoiler alert: when you see him slumped over at the end, that is supposed to be, or they can bring him back if they wanted to later.
And then actually, he's like, "Oh man, sorry, I fell asleep there. Awfully tired."
But that's my point, though. Is like if they had advertised it as John Wick: The Final Chapter instead of Chapter 4, The Final Chapter, then you would have really gotten eyeballs. You would have gotten dollars.
All right.
Anyway,
I just feel like people knew it was coming out, regardless of whether it was the final.
Like I said, I just don't remember a lot of hype for it.
But if you say it's the last one, how much hype are you getting?
Yeah,
way more than just, hey, it's another one. Hey, it's Fast and the Furious. We're using Roman numerals now.
Oh, did I pass Fast? No, we still haven't gotten to Fast. Okay, yeah. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour beat out Indiana Jones in the Dial of Destiny.
Good.
By 5 million. This is, again, domestic. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot Indy came out this year. You were talking earlier, and you were like, Han Solo and Indiana Jones are the same character. I'm like, I don't want to see either of them anymore. If that's what you mean.
No, not that.
They're both too old to...
I would never say I don't want to see Han Solo or Indiana Jones, except that I don't want to see Indiana Jones because of Dial of Destiny.
Exactly. But then there was Mission Impossible.
I like that one. Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Part 1. That's right.
I was a big fan.
I think the budget
came out already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
well,
shit.
It's Part 1. I think the budget was a little too much for that movie.
I agree.
Especially for the payback that they got.
And
because we're starting to get into like really high value dollar movies that did not do well at all.
Well, my question is on that one, is it the budget of both films combined, or is it that one film
I don't know.
budgeted?
Because are they done filming?
Probably.
They're making the second one.
So they're still making it. So the budget's probably going to keep going up.
Well, the strike, I think, affected it. So I don't know if they're still filming it or if it has been filmed. But I know that the actors striked over the summer.
Oh, yeah, that definitely affected it. And that was like one of the first movies back from... Or was it like during the...
No, Maverick was the one that I think went right into the strike, was the biggest thing, and then they just ceased all movie, which, what a help to a movie if you're like, no one else can watch any other movies now.
I know, right?
And so you're the last movie out. Like, yeah, but it was in the spring, I think Maverick came out, and then I think Dead Reckoning Part 1 came out in August, I'd want to say.
Damn, man.
So then you had your Hunger Games. That one actually made a decent amount.
The Songbird of
159 million. So, and then was there Transformers, or is this just not supposed to be Rise of the Beast?
Yeah,
that came out. Okay.
I don't know if it came out. I know.
It definitely did. It says it grossed 150.
I didn't know any of these movies came out. I guess I don't need it at all.
Then Creed 3.
Creed 3 was no way that was this year.
That feels like a lifetime ago, right?
Yeah, but that was so good.
Was it good? I haven't seen any of them.
Here's the thing, like
We're gonna pause.
Yeah, that makes sense. I as soon as I said it. Okay, so...
And we're back. We don't know what we were just talking about, but here we go.
Back from intermission, I'm going to run down my list of the 2023 Why We Media breakdown, and if anything catches your ear, feel free to chirp in. If not, I'm just going to move on to the next thing. We're going to do like a rapid-fire round.
Oh, the lightning round.
Yeah, here we go.
Matthew Perry apparently was found dead in his hot tub. We already knew that, but it was apparently
the autopsy
ketamine was found in his system during the time.
I mean,
ketamine is a drug that'll cause you to pass out and die in hot tubs.
Like lots of drugs, actually.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Like, is it anyone surprised that he was on just anything?
Like I said, I looked more into it, and apparently ketamine is prescribed now to people with antidepressant, which is crazy to think about. But the other thing, they said it's normally administered through a nasal spray, which is even crazier to think about.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit.
But they're saying, I think they found...
He was using it intravenously?
I don't know exactly on that.
But even if you're snorting it, it's still not going to be great. Especially if you just abuse any dose of what you're given, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean...
It's suggested to me that I don't think it was prescribed to him. Just because it has been prescribed to people, I said, it's as an actor.
The article I read, it says it is prescribed for antidepressants.
It is possible to be prescribed, but it doesn't mean he had a prescription.
Yeah,
I think
obviously, I'm not a doctor. I don't
substance abuse issue.
I mean, Rogan talks about using it recreationally.
But does he say how?
Oh no, I have no idea.
Okay,
The Fall of the House of Usher is a show on Netflix that is based on the Edgar Allan Poe story. It's actually based on the short story, and then it combines a bunch of other stories. Mark Hamill is in it. That's why I wrote it down.
He's on Netflix?
I believe it's a Netflix show. On Netflix, yeah. And it is really
Season
good.
1 drop?
Is it good?
It's only one season.
One season. Did they drop the whole season?
It's exactly,
Because
the whole season's out.
Edgar Allan Poe tiring.
No, this is a modern telling, and it's so good that it's good.
All right.
That's cool.
Good.
I watched it, and I was like, you know what? Like, I don't want to do a spoiler for it, but basically the premise is, well, I mean, this is going to be a spoiler, but a guy makes a deal with the devil. I'll be as successful as I want to be for as long as I live, and so will my family. But then, once I die, so will my family. My bloodline ends with me, basically. And I will be immune from the law. I cannot get caught, and I will be able to do anything. But my bloodline ends with me. And so he has a bunch of sons, some bastard sons, some, within his wife and whatnot. And so each episode ends with, again, this is a spoiler, each episode is one of his children dying in a gruesome Edgar Allan Poe type way.
Okay.
And then so it's only 8 episodes, and then it gets to where he's at, and he's, it's really well done, in my opinion.
All right.
And it's him sitting down with the detective in the first episode, confessing his crimes to the detective, and basically recounting how all of these things came to pass, and then it just goes from there.
And Mark Hamill is the main character, the
Mark
father?
Hamill plays the lawyer, the fix-it type of guy, and he's got this voice that's like, you wouldn't even recognize him as Mark Hamill.
And he was the Joker for...
I know, right?
No, he doesn't even sound like a Joker, though.
Right. I just mean he can change it.
Yeah.
Right.
He's just, you want me to get rid of this evidence? I'll get rid of the evidence. He's this kind of lowly type.
Is he in every episode?
He's in every episode.
This might keep me watching it, man.
And he's really good at what he's doing. And like I said, you can't even recognize him at first. A, with the voice, but B, the way he's got his glasses and his hat, and he's kind of hunched over, and he seems like an old man. Very good show.
Well,
I'm a big
last
fan.
thing that I heard that he was in and that I watched was Child's Play. And that...
Really?
Yeah, he voiced over Chucky.
Really?
Mark Hamill did.
Well, he was in The Machine with Burt Kreischer. He played Burt Kreischer's dad. Yeah, I watched 15 minutes of that movie and turned it off. I decided I don't like Burt Kreischer anymore.
The Joker whenever Chucky laughs.
He's as tiresome as Edgar Allan Poe.
Nice. No, it's funny you mentioned Netflix because their movie did terrible. What was that? The one that was supposed
Rebel
to be...
Moon?
Yeah, Rebel Moon.
I haven't even watched it. I wanted to watch it.
I didn't want to spoil it for you thinking you were going to watch it, so I wanted to hear
I don't want to know any of the story. I don't want to know...
Okay,
Bro,
no spoilers.
it's boring as fuck, dude. It's just...
That's kind of the general consensus.
And that's the first part, right?
It's part 1.
Yeah.
But not just that. Here's what got me was when Zack Snyder released Justice League.
Yeah. Oh, here we go again.
Like, this is bullshit.
Oh, you didn't like it?
No. But what happened was nobody liked it, apparently. The consensus was. And so then they said, release the Snyder cut.
Oh, right.
Zack Snyder's got a director's cut of this. And the actors are saying, I saw his original vision and it's amazing. So they released it. And the Snyder cut happened to come out during quarantine, during COVID, on HBO Max when they're trying to start a streaming service, whatever. And it was one of the biggest things they released. It did better than the original Justice League when it first released.
Yep.
The Joss Whedon cut.
Right.
So people said, that's amazing. How great is that? So now with Rebel Moon, what they've done on purpose is start a Snyder cut. So there's a director's cut.
And Aaron's upset.
There's a director's cut that's going to be released.
Yeah.
But part 2 is coming out in like May or March.
Right.
So the director's
March,
the director's cut of part 1 is going to come out in like April, and part 2 is coming out in March, and then there's going to be a director's cut of that coming out in July, and so you're manufacturing what happened organically and was beautiful. Now they're like, we're going to make an inferior movie, and then we're going to ask you to demand the product.
No, Aaron's getting all in his feels.
Hold on now. I think this is a valid point.
And then why else would they intentionally release a director's cut?
Right.
I'm sure every movie has a director's cut.
They do,
Right, but they never market
they don't
it that
market
way.
it that way.
Yeah, because this one's probably like, we're gonna do. I mean,
We're doing Zack
No,
Snyder's cut.
They're definitely playing off that 100%. They're not wrong for doing it because like that if you're in the business of making
but
money,
it's blatant. It's so
yeah,
obvious that they're
I'm
doing
with you,
that.
dude. I really am with you on this one. And what's your take is
It
it's
doesn't
fine.
I
exist.
was saying it's fine. I was like, if you like this movie, all right, let us know, and then we'll release a director's cut for you. It's just, I don't know.
Here's the thing.
The director's cut is normally reserved for a DVD release.
Right.
You don't.
Yeah, but now
just,
DVD sales are nothing
Well, yeah, they
anymore.
don't
Everything
exist.
streams now.
But now you're marketing. All right. I mean, all right.
Think about
Here's
it.
the
No,
thing.
there's no. That most of the people now don't buy DVDs anymore, or even Blu-rays.
Including
anymore.
myself.
Like you got people like Mike again. 1 out of 4. That's where we're at right now. So like,
And I wanted to be like, no, I'm keeping my hard copies. Just like, it's just taking up space.
Well, that
Never
actually-
exactly,
existed.
that's a lot of space.
No, that
Right.
actually leads into the next topic that I wanted to talk about.
All right,
PlayStation
Oh, here we
deleting
go.
a bunch of data for
breaking
people that
news.
already paid and don't
Yeah.
have a hard copy because
And assholes, dude.
Discovery's going out of
That
business.
sucks. Tasha's going to be
And
furious.
it's like, you've already paid for this? Well, too bad. It's gone. You don't have a copy of it anymore.
That's unacceptable. I mean,
Well,
that should be a lawsuit.
I mean, maybe, but
You paid for it.
Well, you probably have to read
paid
the
for it, it's
fine
yours
contract
forever.
when you.
Yeah.
Who's
when
the
you
smart
sign-
one now?
Mike, I didn't say
like
collecting
going down.
DVDs was a bad idea. I'm just saying nobody does it
Right.
anymore.
If you pay for it, you get it, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody can
But
touch
there's
his
a
copies.
terms
Nobody
of
can change
service
it.
agreement.
Yeah.
When you sign a digital
Yeah.
copy, you have to click, I agree to the terms that nobody reads them. But
No.
in there somewhere is probably a clause.
I'm sure there's
that
a
allows
clause,
them-
let alone just owning and purchasing through
Every
the store in
video
general.
game I've bought over the last 5 years is a digital
I'm
copy.
saying,
and I've never had to like.
I'm
be
saying
like,
it's
I agree to
probably
these terms.
in your Xbox account when you sign up for Xbox.
That's not the fucking same thing though, because
it's
a lot
through
of
their store.
bro, but a lot of the fucking games aren't made by Microsoft.
Keep in mind this.
But you're still
PlayStation.
using their store.
Whatever. But I use Xbox. So
So they signed up with Discovery though, and Discovery is going out of business.
He's
so,
got Discovery, yeah.
she has Discovery. I don't watch
So
it.
why?
My wife.
There are shows that I love on Discovery. I mean, Naked and Afraid is one of my
He
favorite.
watches that a lot.
She just
yeah.
watches murder documentaries because she's a woman and that's
So
what
does
they do.
mine.
Women
All
do
right.
like to see how
Coming
they
in
can be safe.
And
hot.
it calms them. Like, that's their calm.
Yeah,
thing.
they like to know how to be safe. Like, if this was me, I'd get the out of there. And then it's them again.
Hey, some of them are interesting, but dude, she watches hundreds of hours of it. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, I cannot take this much murder. Like, I don't want to see this much of this. This is horrible and
Or
depressing.
man could like spend the day together and just have fun.
But the
Watch
idea
shit.
that you would spend $12 on a season and all of a sudden now that money is gone and
Yeah.
you'll never be able to watch that again
Yeah,
I
because
like that.
all of a sudden there's an acquisition going on and you spent that's $12. You're not getting back. You're not getting reimbursed. You're not getting a new show of equal or greater value. You're literally your memory is what you spent that money on. Is the memory of what you watched.
I
Did
don't
it
like that at
show
all.
like details of like how much some people lost with their libraries?
I have not yet seen how much
Does that feel like
libraries
that could be
people
like
have
a
lost.
So,
I'm not
See,
sure if
the
it's kicked in yet, but it has been announced that it is taking effect. I'm not sure if it started taking effect just yet.
so this is PlayStation. Like, this is
PlayStation
like shows or games.
shows.
Okay.
Shows on Discovery specifically, and the Warner, the Discovery Plus network.
Oh, so Sony owns it?
Somebody owns it, bought it, and it's no longer going to be displayed on their platform. And because it's a tax write-off.
Right.
They're going to get rid of it, like the Batwoman movie. And so anyone, if you've already paid for it, tough titties, basically. Well, some people think they should be reimbursed, but some people think they're not going to be reimbursed.
No, obviously they don't have money. I mean, this is why it's shutting down.
See, they're saying now that PlayStation will no longer delete users' purchased TV shows with no refunds. This is just one other article saying.
So they've changed their stance. And
this was 3 days ago. This was 3 days ago.
Who wrote the article?
Like Nerdist. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm still reading. They're talking, but all these other ones are talking about even like.
They're nothing burgers right now.
But it is telling people how to get refunds on said items. But
have you watched Good Burger
is
2?
A good way to get a refund. What?
Have you watched Good Burger 2?
I tried.
Oh, wait for Mike. He saw it.
All right.
Have you?
I haven't seen it. No.
Well, we can talk about the Star Wars now. Then,
sure.
So that lady, she was announced. I think it was like a year ago to be.
Yeah, it's been a while.
The director, but more stuff is coming out about her.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find.
And I'm not opposed to a lady making a Star Wars movie.
Go
ahead.
What I've heard is that she's been misquoted when she said, "I want to make men feel uncomfortable."
Yeah,
I saw the interview.
I heard
it's not a misquote at all. She likes making men uncomfortable.
Well, here's the angle that I've heard it spoken through. The lens that it's been viewed through to me is that she is a reporter, a journalist, is where her experience lays, not with filmmaking.
Great.
But she, yeah. So check that box.
She seems pretty qualified to make this film.
Aaron, no, she's an activist. Yeah, I know, and she's only directed like a couple things in her life, documentaries, stuff like that. So, not qualified to do a major trilogy or whatever.
Right, from what I've heard is when it comes to like reporting on extremist men, she likes to make them feel uncomfortable.
Let's just listen to her.
Okay, let's hear it.
This was a Jon Stewart interview a long time ago. Not long ago.
What is the balance of activating a force for change, but also
he definitely sets her up in a liberal way.
To permeate that
he should be president.
That power structure.
I don't have a problem.
Shut up.
Is that part of the
I don't have a problem with
calculation
Jon
of your
Stewart.
art as well, and what's been the reaction to that?
Watch.
Oh, absolutely. I like to make men uncomfortable. I enjoy making men uncomfortable.
Shut up. Listen to her.
Is she talking about
Not you.
Star Wars?
Just not you.
No, she's talking about men.
But it is important to be able to look into the eyes of a man and say, I am here, and recognize that. And recognize that I am working to bring something that makes you uncomfortable, and it should make you uncomfortable because you need to change your attitude. It's only when you're uncomfortable,
we need
when
to
you're
change our
shifting,
attitude.
To get us, yeah.
Well, what were you just saying, Aaron?
Well, I was wondering.
This is misquoted, okay?
No, that's not what I said.
All right.
She doesn't know what I'm looking at.
From what I heard,
that you will perhaps look at yourself.
I had heard she was misquoted. And then when you started playing the clip, my question was, what year was it
this
played?
This was probably a while ago,
in what context? Was it played in a Star Wars film
No, of
context?
course not. No. So, but and John, like I said, Jon Stewart set her up to make an answer like that. Like, I get it. But she was definitely proud that she made those statements. Like, it is what it is.
I can't deny that. She definitely made those statements and was very proud of herself. And the crowd seemed to agree.
My thing is,
they seem to love it. They ate it up. Like, woo, you go, girl!
Dude, that's obviously going to be a more liberal crowd.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's Jon Stewart. Yeah. I'm trying to find...
You don't like Jon Stewart?
Yeah, it sounds like you're really throwing Jon Stewart under the bus.
Oh, yeah, okay. So that was Jon Stewart. This is CNN's take on it.
Leave Jon Stewart alone.
I like Jon Stewart, man.
Yeah, he's great, guys. Anyway, this was CNN's take on the announcement. Her name is, I can't even say her name. But anyway, this is a quote CNN saying, we're about to create something very special. Oscar-winning director, first woman, person of color to direct a Star Wars film. This is what CNN said. Quick 30 seconds.
So the first woman and the first person of color to direct a Star Wars film. It's set to be released in 2026. You can say that the force is strong with this one. Here's Sharmila Bechinoy.
You know, I'm very thrilled about the project because I think what we are about to create is something very special. And we're in 2024 now. And I think it's about time that we had a woman come forward to shape the story in a galaxy far, far away.
So the first one.
I think that was innocent.
That was innocent. It was totally fine. Yeah,
I was gonna say,
no. I'm saying that was CNN's take.
Weird.
That's all.
Weird.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, if you don't, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it.
I don't have a problem with a woman being in charge of a Star Wars movie.
Sure.
I have a problem with it when you start saying things like, well, I mean, sure, that wasn't in the Star Wars context, but like,
no, it wasn't.
If it's a woman that's her whole attitude is, I want to make men uncomfortable, it's like, why, dude?
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch your fucking movie if I know your objective is to make me uncomfortable.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm going to stay home and be comfortable.
Right.
And,
You know what I mean?
but
Like-
my whole big thing is like if the roles were reversed and a guy had
right.
said, and he
Right,
said about a
Not
woman,
just
you
your
know?
big thing. A lot of people have said
It's so
like,
true.
it's like my goal is to make women uncomfortable.
He
It's like,
said,
oh,
Yeah,
man,
bro.
arrest
They'd be
that
like,
guy.
they're like, F him. His whole career should be over
Yeah.
and take all his money.
Exactly.
And like,
That's my only beef with it.
You mean
like,
Porky's in 1987?
I mean, dude, I'm with you, but like, yeah, I mean, it's. I don't even dislike Rey because she's a female character.
Right.
I dislike Rey because she's a terrible character.
Because she's a Skywalker.
She's not a Skywalker.
So you think just her character in general is just not...
It was poorly written. It was poorly developed. It's just not a good
You
character.
hear that, Disney? Suck it.
It's just not a good character. It could have. She could have been a great character.
Disney taking L's all week.
Daisy Ridley is a good actress. It wasn't.
She is a great actress,
Here's what they need to do that they haven't been doing from my perspective. Write a character that is a man.
Whoa,
And make it so great and amazing like they normally do, and then just cast a woman. So the same thing.
Ah,
Okay.
interesting.
The same traits will be there, the
Right.
same flaws and the same defects, but the same aptitude will also be there as well.
Right.
And it's just a chick, and then boom,
Right.
nailed it.
Right.
What's
I'm
the
with you.
problem?
I'm with you.
Instead of saying I'm a girl boss that's better than everything, just write a man's movie and then cast a woman, and then you'll fucking. I mean, Laura Croft was that in Angelina Jolie's Tomb Raider.
They kind of sexualized her.
They sexualized her a bit, especially in the second one. They CGI'd her boobs to make them more enhanced. But there's roles out there where it's basically a guy, and then you cast a woman. When you look at, there's a TV show called Legion based on the X-Men franchise, and Aubrey Plaza of Parks and Rec fame
her.
went out for a role of a guy named Lenny. It was supposed to be a guy's role, and they cast her instead, and she's still called Lenny in the show.
Bet she's dope too.
And she is. She's amazing in it, and she's really cool. But they wrote a character for a guy. She auditioned for it, crushed it so hard. They hired a woman, but kept the name, so she's still called Lenny.
Right.
But like,
could go both ways.
all the attributes and stuff. Yeah, it's
not like Mike.
and she crushes it though. I'm just saying, like, all Hollywood has to do is that. Instead of saying girls, you know, I'm going to write a script specifically for a girl. Just write a script.
But I think that's why
good.
they want to tell stories that a female would go through instead of what a male would go through.
But men and women can go through the same
thing. I agree, but I think they want to make it about
that's the
women
problem.
go through.
They're making
but
it.
this whole thing is a problem.
They're making it an issue.
I agree. I mean, I'm not saying
if you just were like, I'm making a Star Wars movie and the main character is a girl.
Wait, you mean talk about making a good movie? Wait, what? No. We have to have a message. What's the message?
Right, that's the problem.
No.
That's the problem.
That's the message. This
I don't
is the
want a
best
message.
part.
I don't want a
We're gonna
message.
throw
And
that
millions
brings
of
me
dollars
to
at it.
The Critical Drinker.
Yep, he's our man. We love that guy.
Famously has a segment where the message is like his whole thing. But he's appeared on Russell Brand's podcast.
Yep.
He's been interviewed with Ben Shapiro as well.
Great takes on
He's
movies,
getting legitimacy, I think, in...
well, they can't just stop his following. It's just so big at this point.
But as a critic of film, do you think he is the next critic, the next film critic, the next big guy.
I don't know.
We had Siskel.
Well, I think the people have already chosen.
But
Like, who else do they listen to more than him?
Rotten Tomatoes. But there's
That's a
Siskel and
company,
Ebert
though. I
were
mean,
like
like-
2 thumbs up. Were Siskel, there was Ebert, there was that kind of thing. We haven't had a film critic like them since them, and I think he might be filling that gap. At the same time, how often do you disagree with him?
I think I do remember a couple. I can't think of any. Right? I was like, it's hard. I don't listen to everybody and be like, I agree with it 100%. There's nobody I feel that way about.
Right.
But I know there's stuff that I have heard from saying, I'm like, I'm not seeing that take.
I'm falling into the trap of I like him so much that it's almost like a book club where if he recommends a movie,
So you're on board.
I'm like, oh, I should check out that movie now. That
I definitely...
the drinker recommends.
Right, yeah. I would
And
definitely
I'm like-
use him as a source. Like, I think listening to the reviews are done, but I think people's time is valuable, and I think people don't want to sit through a shitty 3-hour movie if they can avoid it, you know?
Right, but it's I think to a detriment of myself that I'm following his suggestion where if he recommends a movie and I watch it and I disagree with him, I'm still gonna watch the next one next week that he recommends.
Right.
And so I'm trying to kind of separate myself and my views from his, but I do agree with him quite a bit.
Yeah, quite a bit, yeah. I'm just saying, there's nobody I agree with 100%. That'd be crazy. You know?
Right. Yeah, well, yeah, that would be. I mean, besides Jesus.
But there's that new, it's a show, right? Echo.
Yeah.
The new Disney one, the new Marvel, man. The new,
man.
It's Kingpin from Daredevil, the Netflix series.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
God, what an actor, man.
And the main character is a female lead, right?
And guess what? I'm fucking excited for it.
It's a spin-off of the Hawkeye show. So there's
Okay.
That's what,
already
yeah,
a show with
only
Hawkeye.
5 episodes.
I
They're
never
going to
saw
drop
Hawkeye.
them all at once. They're not going to do individual weeks. 5 episodes, dropping them all.
Which,
I
to
think
me-
it should make it a bit longer if you're going to start that. But
To me,
I don't know.
indicates they don't have faith in this show.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to just drop it all
They're
at once.
afraid like
and
they're
they're
going to play one episode and it's going to bomb, and
Yeah.
then, right, there's no anticipation.
It's a show that nobody asked for on a character that nobody knows.
Yeah, I have no idea who acted.
No idea. Yeah.
And I'll admit, the pull for me is Kingpin. I mean,
Yeah.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
They've been
specifically him as Kingpin.
They've been advertising too, saying we're going to have a lot of cameos in this show. So
I didn't even
obviously,
know that.
And one of the fight scenes that was released from a cell phone footage or whatever was Charlie Cox in.
Oh,
Daredevil.
man.
Yeah,
Okay,
and,
that's good.
Yeah,
So,
Kingpin
Because
fighting
they're
or
opening
whatever.
there's a Daredevil show coming out now.
Yeah.
Daredevil Born Again. I
Reborn.
think.
Right,
Rebirth
which you
or
think
something,
that would be
something
the
like
show
that.
to have Kingpin
Allegedly.
on, but
he'll probably be on that.
Well,
okay, we'll
again,
see.
it's a spin-off of...
We'll see.
There was a character in Hawkeye, the TV show, which, again, was a show no one asked for.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
They did
I
one
did.
season, yeah.
I did because
I
I
heard it
like
was okay.
I like Haley Steinfeld,
Yeah, dude.
and she's dating Josh Allen now. And I'm
Oh,
really? I didn't know that.
God damn it! Look at both of you smiling. I'm so happy that
Good for your
everyone's
boy.
happy by that. Yeah,
Maybe that's why he was so fucking terrible on my football team this year.
because she's better.
Distracted.
She's better than Taylor Swift. Shut up! Shut up!
I mean, I'm cutting this out. She is hot, or
Was
way hotter
Taylor
than
Swift
Taylor
in
Sorry.
Bumblebee?
Bumblebee wasn't that good.
Anyway, so Haley Steinfeld is in the movie or the show,
Yeah.
and she's supposed to be taking over. And there's a theory,
Is it his daughter?
It's no.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
plays a
We had
character
that
named
discussion.
Kate Bishop,
Yeah.
who's a super fan
Right.
of Hawkeye,
And she becomes like an archer.
and
Yeah.
she happens to become under his tutelage.
Yeah.
He trains her and stuff. And there's a theory that they're training a Young Avengers. Apparently, there's a comic
That's a
book
thing. Yeah. That's a Marvel
called The
thing.
Young Avengers, and so they're setting that up. And she's supposed to be starting that
Okay.
so at the end of spoiler alert.
It's fine. Go ahead.
At
The
the
show's
end of
years old.
at the end of the Marvels movie, Kate Bishop is there being the
She's like looking for to set up a team.
yeah.
Right.
She's the one. I was gonna do the eye patch and I forgot Samuel L. Jackson's name in that movie.
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury.
Yeah.
But she does this speech where you're part of a bigger universe. You just don't know about it yet, and it's like the girl,
Yeah.
the young kid from the Marvels, Miss Marvel. And it's her and then Kate Bishop, and we're trying to start a team.
Yeah.
So there's apparently setting up a young Avengers.
That was Hawkeye?
Did you enjoy Hawkeye, the show?
I enjoyed Hawkeye, but there was a character in it named Echo who was deaf.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's the girl.
Right.
Yeah.
And she was so
Was she in a lot, or?
barely a part of it.
Okay.
And then
That's okay.
now she has her own show.
I want to watch it. I didn't want to watch Hawkeye. Dude, I haven't been excited about a Marvel property in years. I want to see this. Now, admittedly,
They are.
the main drag
I will
for
say
me
they are
is
hyping it a
Kingpin.
lot because the advertisements are
in-
definitely up.
D'Onofrio played
I
Kingpin
know.
in Hawkeye for the last 2 episodes.
It was only 2 episodes? I thought he was in it more than
Oh,
that.
they tried to make you think that. They wanted you
Yeah.
to think that. He was in the last 2 episodes.
Well, and also when that show came out, like it had been recently since I'd seen him on something. Now it's been a few years. It's
Right.
like, oh yeah, I kind of would like to see him
But
do
he
Kingpin.
is very good at what he does in that role specifically. But in every role, dude, name one thing he was bad
Wasn't he
in.
like in Full Metal Jacket when he was hella young?
Yeah.
He was like kind of
Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket, he was piled.
yeah. He was kind of
He was the one that, he was loading it up in the bathroom, full jacket, and he's shotgunny.
Yeah. So like him, he was on Law and Order for how long? For a long time.
No, he wasn't.
I think he was.
He's better than
I'm
that.
pretty sure he was on Law and Order for like a hot minute, bro.
Oh man,
You didn't know that?
That's a shame.
Well, anyway, that's an example of a show that's clearly going to be a female lead that I'm excited to see. I want to see that.
But I don't even know the character
Me neither.
besides the Hawkeye show,
Right.
which explained her origin and whatnot. Not even an origin, but it kind of did.
She seems kind of badass.
She's just a deaf chick that does stuff
That
that's
fucks people up.
cool, but like,
That's dope.
She looked like they're very acrobatic. And like I said, the trailers I did see, I could definitely tell the CGI just wasn't there. So I don't know how much money they spent on it, but
No, because
obviously I don't have Disney
the
Plus, so I'm not even going to
story
watch
isn't
it.
there.
But
They told her story already, man. Like, if you're gonna keep trying, you're gonna keep losing. It's not.
I'm going to watch it.
It's gonna be a
oh
flop.
yeah, I hope you do watch it because I want you to talk about
I'm gonna watch
it if
it.
we do another episode.
I see it as a
this, yeah.
flop.
Do you have anything else left? We're almost hitting an hour. We can go a little over, but I think Mike's itching to play some Mario Kart.
That's true. Mike does want to start playing Mario Kart. We can see our breath, so I don't know
It's
how
cold.
cold that
It's
is.
cold
Yes,
out
it's
here,
been
guys.
that way all fucking night.
But I do want to bring up because I was told to. The Parasite actor, who was the main character? Do you remember his name?
I never saw it. I know it was a show. Like it was,
It was a movie.
no, I know, but it was an animated show,
really,
and I think it was based off a manga. I'm pretty sure, but it's a Korean show.
it was.
And so, or the show might have been based off the movie or whatever. But the movie, yeah, I heard it did very well in Korea.
It was
and did
Best
very well
Picture
America,
in the
yeah.
Oscars.
Yeah, people love that movie. Yeah, but
And
I
there's
haven't
an
seen
anime
it.
around it.
Let's look it up.
I mean,
Let's go to Professor Google. Keep talking though. So what about it? The main actor?
The main
there?
actor was found dead recently in Seoul, South Korea, amid a drug investigation. Police say there was a missing persons report
that guy
before
that-
finding him in his car.
Lee.
Maybe.
Harvey
Maybe it
Oswald?
was that they all look the same.
Even
No,
it
I'm
looked
kidding.
like how it did.
Let's click on his name, see if he's alive.
Lee, look at it. So his real name is Lee Sung Kyun, and his name in the show is Park Dong Yeek. You know,
Allegedly, we don't know.
yeah, we
if
don't know.
that's-
We don't know.
That's
didn't-
funny that Dong's in his name.
He didn't click on the
Nah.
guy's name to see if he's even dead.
Well,
or
let's
alive.
just see. Parasite. Yeah.
But he was found dead in his car, apparently, during an investigation.
Yeah, it was the main. Yeah, Lee Sung Kyun. Yeah.
It was a drug investigation, and he had tested negative for drugs during multiple tests while claiming to be blackmailed into taking drugs by an unnamed blackmailer. So he was constantly being, I guess, forced into something that he was trying to discuss, and the cops didn't want to hear it until finally they overdosed him. It sounds like he was forced into that. He was being blackmailed into something.
But I thought he was testing negative.
Right. But he's being blackmailed. So was he on Epstein's list? I don't know. But he's being blackmailed into something by some kind of somebody. While testing negative for drugs, he also was apparently
Sounds like he's making that up.
No, the toxicology report's pretty consistent with the police report that I read.
But he's testing negative.
There might be some translation errors from Korean to American.
But you see, I'm just.
I understand
I'm
what you're
confused.
saying.
I'm like, you're
He's
saying he's
testing
testing negative,
negative,
but he's being forced to take drugs.
That's the point of foul play. He's being blackmailed into saying certain things.
Okay.
He's being blackmailed into saying, and apparently he had a gambling problem, is what's being alleged, and that he owed a debt to some people.
Okay.
And they staged an event where he was suicided in his car.
So it was an overdose death? Is that what you're saying?
According to what I read, he was found in his car alone.
It doesn't say how he died.
Asphyxiation.
I'm gonna have to do some more research. But
So you suffocated alone?
You could
let's
put
end on
a
it.
hose from the muffler to the
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah,
There's options.
Dude, even in the shop sometimes, if like the doors are closed, like when they were
Oh, yeah.
tuning that car, it just burns your throat too.
It's like, yeah, I've been
you were smoked out. Yeah.
No, yeah, I had to come upstairs when Rob was revving his stupid ass fucking car in the shop.
But anyway, let's end on a strong note. See what else.
A strong neck.
I think the top movie of the last month anyway would have been Wonka. I think it was doing very well in the numbers. But
I have heard
and I only heard good things about it. Just
very
from people
few
who've
things
seen it.
about it.
Yeah, couldn't care less about it.
My girl went to see it with her kids, and it's not like they're raving about it, you know.
I never saw Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know, I've seen the original.
Well,
Yeah.
this is
Gene Wilder one.
a prequel. This is how Gene Wilder got his
Right. This is
factory.
when he's a kid.
Charlie's the sequel, right?
The
Yeah.
sequel is Charlie.
Because
Yeah.
Charlie was like the kid in...
Right.
Yeah.
So Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and then Charlie.
All right.
I'm sorry, man.
That's good.
I'm seeing Charlie all over.
And then Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
But so Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is after when he took over as a sequel. But the
Right.
prequel now that they're making is Timothy Chalamet is the Gene Wilder character, basically how he got his factory.
So he's like pretty young?
I only saw a little bit,
Well,
and then it switched to Spanish, and then I couldn't watch it anymore.
What was his name? Timothy Chalamet? Chalamet?
Timothy Chalamet.
I think that's the guy Mark Hamill said that if anyone would play a young Luke Skywalker, he wants him to do it.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
surprise. Yeah.
Sebastian
Shocker.
Stan already...
That's my vote,
Yeah,
because he
he
looks
won.
just fucking like him.
Yeah, he already won that argument, didn't he?
Well, I don't think he's going to be playing him, but I'm just saying,
I
like,
mean, not with Mark Hamill.
Hopefully
Yeah.
they just never did.
I'm cool with the whole just making him look young, you know. I enjoyed those appearances of Luke Skywalker.
They know they're done. They know they're running out of stuff to write about.
Yeah, that's
they
fair.
know they're in trouble. Like I said, there's a Mufasa movie coming out next year. You know what I'm saying?
serious?
Like
That's the other thing.
they're doing a
Based
Moana.
on
They're doing
Mufasa.
2 Moanas.
Wait,
They're going to do a live action and a
It's-
sequel.
it's,
yeah.
Oh, I'm not for the live action. I haven't seen any of the Disney
It's
live
a
action.
prequel to The Lion King, though. It's Mufasa.
Yeah, Mufasa.
Is it animated?
I think so.
CGI at least.
I'm not going to watch it.
but
Not going to watch it.
Other than that,
I did have one last thing I wanted to bring up. Just-
Why We Media, we got a cart soon.
We do need a card soon.
We do. There is a TV show that I don't know if I brought it up before, and I'm bringing it up again, but it's worth bringing up again. I think it's on HBO, or they call it Max now instead of HBO Max. There's Reacher.
Mm-hmm. Wait, it was on Amazon.
You like that?
That was such a good
The
show.
first season was dope.
Season 2 is still airing,
I haven't
and I
seen it.
just watched the most recent episode. It is so good.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Season 1, that fight in the prison.
Bro.
Bruh.
Wait, that's
He's
Amazon,
such a-
right?
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Amazon.
Oh, is it Amazon?
Yeah,
it is
It's not
Amazon,
on HBO?
Yeah, because I
That's
want
right,
to
you're
see
right.
that show, but it's on Amazon.
It's on Prime Video. You're correct.
Hey, you guys should pay for that on there.
Hey, man, it's worth it just for Reacher, bro.
Oh, I'm sure that's the guy we were talking about, right?
Alan
Yeah, the big
Alan
guy.
Richardson.
Not, is it though?
Richardson, yeah.
That's not Professor Snape.
No, that's
Rickman.
That's
yeah.
Right. Okay, then Richard.
I was thinking Thad from Blue Mountain State, but yeah, he built like a brick shit house.
Yeah. He's like
Right?
6'5".
We talked about it last week because I was making jokes about like a brick shit house or just a cement shit house.
No, a brick
But
one,
he
bro.
is a house. Either way, and that show is so good because it's smart.
Alright, so if you got Prime, that's one to watch, huh?
It's smart. It's action packed while being cerebral at the same time. It's a mystery if you're into that kind of who done it type of stuff. So they're figuring out who did what while also getting to the bottom of things. If I were to paraphrase without spoiling anything, yes.
All right.
Reacher season 1 and season 2 is highly recommended from Aaron T on Why We Media.
Brett B seconds that.
All right.
Very, very good. Very good.
So yeah, a lot of good stuff. It's gonna be a crazy year, huh? Aaron, this might be your last show because he's headed to Florida.
Allegedly.
We'll see. We'll see. We might be able to get one more in before you go.
I'll be here next week.
But
Next
yeah, we don't know if
Saturday.
we'll do it again. But thanks for stopping by, everybody. I don't know.
Thanks for staying till the end. You guys are the real ones.
That's right.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, or whatever.
If you stayed till the end and you hear this message,
you're the real MVPs.
Brent B is going to send you $1.
Whoa.
Text.
That is not true.
Write
Fake
in.
news.
No, write in saying that you've been here till the end because that's going to be like $0 US.
This isn't even my podcast. So.
All right. This is a great episode, guys. All right. We're going to sign out now. Everybody, enjoy your year 24. I hope
Happy
this holidays are
2024.
good. All right. Bye.